How you doing?
Extremely well.
Okay. So, yeah. Okay, first one, talk to not this last guy, but the guy before him, and you were saying, which I agree with, you want to basically own and know the information for yourself, and if others want to join in or ask or seek guidance or suggestions, and that's great, you're doing it from that place, that feeling place where that's a very simple thing. And there is no proving to anybody. There's just a soft, subtle ownership of information. And if somebody chooses to want to have a tidbit of that, that's on them.
And this is an important distinction to make also.
Sure.
Virtually 100% of them are asking. Because everyone wants to feel better.
You.
Everyone wants to know more. Everyone wants greater success.
And vibrationally, they're always asking.
They are. But the distinction for you is if they're asking and not in a receiving mode, then it doesn't feel to you like they're asking.
I got you.
You see what we're getting at?
Absolutely.
Everyone wants to know.
Okay.
But it is helpful to be sensitive to how much they are ready to receive from you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm in this place where I feel like I'm that close to where the organization I'm in, like it's time for Doug to educate the people that are inside the organization so that there's not a wall that needs to keep being hit over and over and again, because what I'm witnessing now, traveling around to see the other teams, I am witnessing that more clearly than, I'm seeing it and downloading it more clearly than I ever have before.
Yes.
However,
so your timing of conversation is better. Your inspiration about what to say and when to say it is better.
And they ask me.
Yes.
I'm not telling them, they're asking
yes.
me. Okay, but the thing is that
we have a question for you. Can you hold your place without losing it?
Of course.
The question that we have is, when you have knowledge about something, and you do, can you know it for them?
Yeah.
So you're saying to us that when you know something so completely that you can influence them into knowing the same?
Of course. If I'm in my best feeling place, when I visualize them or look at them or browse upon them, whatever you want to call it.
So Jesus should have been able to heal everyone.
No, because they have to be the co-cooperative component.
All right, that's the point that we're...
But I can choose to look at them the way I choose to.
So that's why we worded the question the way we did.
Yeah.
Can you know for them? Or do you just hold your knowledge so completely so that there's a possibility, maybe even a greater probability, that they will come to know what you know?
That's what
In other words, their resistance can be softened by your knowing. Yes.
And the way I say it is, that's that part where I'm not responsible for them. I do my job, and then if they want to meet me with it, that's great.
You're not responsible for their response to what you know about them. And you're not responsible for their response to your belief about them. And knowing that, you see how strong you are here. And knowing that will keep their doubt from influencing your knowing.
Oh, yeah.
This is what we've been talking about all morning, isn't it? If you know it, and you're not letting what they think about it interfere with what you know, then your influence is mighty.
Yes.
Yes.
And in that moment, how they might be reacting to the information, I can't allow that to bother me either.
Because it's irrelevant.
Yes, because I know.
Because you know.
Because I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal, though. Like, the presentation obviously is much easier one-on-one, one-on-three, one-on-five, so on and so forth.
What do you mean?
Do I need to do background or we?
Just what do you mean it's easier one-on-one than what?
Okay, so here's a perfect example. I just had an awesome conversation for about a 5-minute period with a dude who pitches for our staff right now in the big leagues, right? And he was like, "What do you got for me, Dougie?" And I was like, "What do you mean, what do I got for?" Like, he just got done throwing a bullpen, okay? And I was like, "What are you talking about? Major league pitching coach is right there. Just ask him," right? And he's like, No, I want to hear what you got." And I was like, "Are you sure you want to hear what I got?" And he's like, "Yeah, what do you got?" And I said, "Well, this is what I got." I said, "I don't really know you in the way of like we have a lot of history with each other, but I have watched you on TV several times because I follow the team, the big league team on TV while I'm traveling." And I said, "I've seen you pitch." I said, I don't know why I'm getting choked up here, but anyways, I told him, I said, like, when I watch you, I see a self-defeated thought process going on. Like when you give up a hit or two in a row, I see you becoming defeated. And so I understand through the energy that you're giving off, like these are the thoughts that are going through your head or going through your mind at the time. And I'm like, that's okay. Like you can have those thoughts, but just understand you might not want to throw another pitch until you've allowed yourself a little bit of break from that feeling place, you know? So we had a quick little back and forth on it, right? And he's like, hey, thanks, you know, I appreciate it, da-da-da-da. That's easy in a one-on-one session. When I have 1 on 90 or 1 on 100, which I have in spring training, when I want to create an educational foundation for these guys, I can't hit them all during this, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, we do, but we think you're missing the primary point in this,
Okay.
and that is this person was asking. And when you said, are you sure you want to ask me? He emphasized that he was sure he wanted to ask you. And so the likelihood of him listening to your answer and receiving your answer, and the reason that you felt all choked up about it is because you answered it from your broader perspective. You gave it to him with such clear, clean energy. And so the likelihood of him not hearing you was almost non-existent. He had to hear you. Where when you're talking to a lot of people at the same time, a lot of them don't realize that you're talking to them. They don't realize because they haven't specifically asked you something. And so what is the dilemma that you're feeling? There's not enough time to catch them all one-on-one, or they're not asking you enough.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is then, do I need to mind my business? So for example, the Chicago Cubs are now, I hear, you know, they're doing meditation, and I'm like, motherfucker, because like every time I've never said the F word in the chair, so he said it, I'm okay. So, but like, so
momentum.
Every time I hear another organization doing something that I so know about, that's so ingrained in my daily life and my daily practice, that I could be heading up for our current organization, I get upset. I get jealous and upset. And so I know that, so I'm not going to the GM saying, I got this, let me share it, okay? However, I kind of put a little thing in him the last time I talked to him. But what I'm saying is I understand timing, I understand everything about it, and that's why I'm talking to you first. Is it just mind your business, Doug? When it's presented to you, do it. If it's not presented, and they hire some jackass to come in and talk about something nothing to do with emotions, because nobody understands the emotional guidance system like we do, and they miss that huge freaking point, just let it go.
There is not an industry on the planet that is more ripe and ready or has more momentum of understanding the power of thought and as it regards to things like outcomes.
Then
in other
baseball. Really?
Sports in general.
Okay.
Because coaches have been talking about positive mental attitude for a very long time, and you're just refining it in a way. So when you have a player that is asking you about something and you explain to him what you've got for him, why you see that he's not consistent in what he is wanting to accomplish, then the next thing you do is watch for that improvement and highlight that with him. Then with that, you gain enough momentum that it becomes something that then others are asking you about. Setting all of that aside, setting all of the managers aside and all of the players aside, and just putting you in this conversation where you're watching some other team experiencing something that you want. You've put that in your vortex a long time ago. You've put helping them to understand what's really going on in your vortex a long time ago. So anytime, this is just basic Abraham conversation that you've been hearing for years. Anytime you see someone else living something that you know is in your vortex, that you also know for whatever reason you're not fully allowing it for yourself, it is completely logical that you would feel the discord of that, because you have desire that is being amplified by someone else's accomplishment of it. You're right, you used the word jealousy. That's exactly what jealousy is. My awareness in this moment that I am not allowing myself to have something that I want, and this experience over there is what's highlighting it. The question that you're asking is, is, what do I do when I feel jealous about something? And we say, just understanding it is enough. Not having to figure out what to do about it, just understanding it. Well, we don't know anybody that understands that more clearly. You understand that, but now you're wanting to know from us, what do I do about it? And
but not the jealousy part.
What action do I take next?
Meaning, should I educate 90 people or just leave it alone and mind my business?
We're going to give it to you in a general sense first and then a specific sense next.
Okay.
What you do is you deal with the thing that you have to deal with, which is your discord. It's not about what anybody else is doing, and it's not really about what you're doing or not doing. It's about your discord. So until you are not until, because you'll do it for sure, as you talk that discord down, then your vibration rises, and then inspiration about what to do comes. And then a whole series of these kinds of conversations with players and managers and owners will begin to flow into your experience. It's not all going to come at once. We have a lot of knowledge about the laws of the universe. We understand exactly how the universe works and how your time-space reality works. And we offer that knowing and have no more power than you do to influence the receptive mode of those who are sitting in the audiences. Because it is life experience that teaches. And so watch for the questions that are being asked, not with specific words. That's how you can really gain ground. This person came to you and said, what have you got for me? What have you got for me? But does the owner of the team ever say that to you? No. Does the manager ever say that to you?
Maybe once in a while. So
do you think you've got something for him?
I got something for everybody.
But what do you have? So following the question that we had earlier, let's follow this momentum. Let's amplify the desire. So now we've just identified that this desire is that you want more of them that have the power to control the outcome of things. You want more of them to know what you know.
No, but you know what it is? It's
we do, but tell us.
Okay. And I'm already taking the steps. I've been taking the steps for 15 years or whatever. I want the acknowledgement with myself, of myself, through myself, that I can be in the room with the amount of confidence and presence that I don't go to this mode. I stay in the mode of fun, of love, appreciation, and wanting to help the people in the room create what they want, but I stay from my ever-knowing place of strength. And when I do that, that's when I'll be in the big leagues.
You're right on the brink of that. You're there often. But here's the distinction that we want to make with you. The disadvantage that you've been working with is that you've been brought up in this industry where they're looking at it from a different perspective.
I totally know that.
And you are aware that that's where they're at.
Yeah.
And so even though you know that there's a very comfortable bridge and you know that there's a way for all of them to be self-empowered, you don't trust their ability to make the jump. You trusted your ability to make the jump, but you don't trust their ability to make the jump. So that's why in the conversation with the pitcher that asked you, what have you got for me? What have you got for me? You felt the confidence to give him what you've got for him.